All right. Well, let's get rocking. Welcome, everybody, to the Michael Bernoff Show. Ask Me Anything. I'm Michael Bernoff, and my co-host right here is Mr. Jaden Easton. Welcome, Jaden.
Good morning, everybody. Say hello in the YouTube chat. We can see you guys right in front of us. We have Sean joining in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're broadcasting from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona this morning. We have a great show planned.
Yeah, in the HCI studios right now, the Human Communications Institute studios, and today is all about you, your influence, communication, and learning the subtle art of how to influence people at an unconscious level. And what I mean by that is, how does real transformation take place? How do you use your words to get the things that you want? And I'm going to share almost 30 years of knowledge with you guys today to impact your sales, your business, and everything that you do. And I know a lot of us hear these words, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, and we're going to say it for a little bit later. Then we're going to talk about one level above that. So if you've studied that stuff before and you've heard it before, you're going to hear it from a new level. So as you're jumping on the show, we do this live every single week, as long as we don't have another class going. And Jaden and I would love to know who's out there, where are you in from, and while you're doing it, grab the share link, put it on your wall, put it on your Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. Let somebody know that you're here today, because the more you share that you're growing, the more you'll attract other people that are growing as well. So, Jaden, how does this work if somebody out there wants to ask a question?
The beautiful thing about this show is this is a live call-in show where you get to interact with Michael live and get coaching on a challenge, get insight on a question that you might have. Again, the topic of today's show is all about influencing yourself to play bigger, to get the things that you want easier and faster than before. So our team will put it on the screen, but text ASK to 480-800-8051. That's one more time, is ASK to 480-800-8051. And we'd love to have you out and interact with you on today's show. And even if you can't be on the show live, if you text that number, you can actually even text us your question, and we're going to be taking a few rapid fire just text in questions as well this show, which is another option. So again, that will be on the screen, guys, but ask to 480-800-8051. We got a bunch of people tuning in from all around the world. New Jersey in the house.
Jersey, welcome Jersey.
Let us know in the chat, guys, where you're tuning in from. We want to shout you out and be interactive with you this morning. But I'm really excited for today's show. We've had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks around influence, Michael. Yeah. And I think, some people think of influence and maybe their mind goes to influencing somebody else, right, which is a part of influence. Yep. There's also influencing yourself. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much of a superpower influence can actually be for their lives in getting people to get on the same team as you to help you and them get what they want. I've had the privilege of, hanging out with you and doing some fun things together, and I've seen you operate in the real world. You're the same person, on a stage speaking to 300, 500, 1,000 people as you are just living your everyday life. And I've observed some pretty cool things. Can I share a few things that I've observed?
I'd love it. I mean, the observer mode, and they're calling in. We got Texas, Wisconsin, Salt Lake. As you're dialing in, I'd love to hear your observance. And, and I'm going to tell you, I love watching people call in and let us know you're here. I guarantee from this statement, I have no idea what you're going to say, but in the next hour, every one of you are going to have a chance to really level up your influence, communication, start getting the things you want. So what do you got, man?
Yeah, so today we have, 3 secrets, 3 principles that are going to help you become more influential to other people, but also influential to yourself, so you can actually, just do what you say that you're going to do. But, I've seen you do a ton of, I want to open up some dream studies is really what I want to do for like what becoming more influential can actually do for people's lives. Because, for example, like I've seen you check into hotels, and you can let us know in the chat, like, what do you usually do when you check into a hotel? You take out, okay, can I get your ID, sir? Can I get your credit card? And you're just going into it expecting the room that you're going to get. But you check into hotels a little bit differently. And there's many examples of this. This is just one. This is just really cool. You want to share what you do that's a little different?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say this. So one of the things that I realized, one of the principles I'm going to share before I get into all the NLP stuff is life is about empowerment. And if you truly believe that, I know a lot of you are watching this live or even afterwards, we want to feel empowered and people want to feel empowered. And most people go through their days. Like I'll ask people like waiters and waitresses, what percentage of people are extremely nice?
Right.
And they'll say, well, it's probably about 50-50. That means 50% of the people they're talking to don't empower them. And of the 50% that do, like the bottom half of that 25% probably isn't much. So when I check in a room, I always, and this is not even one of the principles I'm going to share today, but when Richard Bandler and John Grinder had developed NLP, and I've been studying this stuff for over 30 years, I will tell you it's very technical, it's complicated, it's difficult to understand. So I'm going to put that over there. But the principle, it was a very, very simple one. People have patterns that a lot of times need to get interrupted. So normal day, lady, gentleman sitting at the front desk of a hotel, they're like doing through their day. When's my shift over? Or maybe they're like, yay, whistle while you work. They're happy. That's their pattern. The thing that you've got to realize is we've got a chance to impact their day and make it better. Everybody says like, how can I make this person's day better? Well, people love doing things for other people. They love feeling good. They love feeling empowered. What's going on? Welcome, Reno. Glad you're here.
Oh, welcome.
So what I do when I check in is I hear that reaction, and there's a moment they go, "Hey, you checking in?" I'm like, "No, I'm not checking in." I'll say that sometimes just to interrupt. But on a serious note, like they're checking in, do you have your license and a credit card? I'll hand it to them and I give it to them and I just say, "I want to thank you in advance for doing this." Well, what? And then I will simply say, they'll say, "Oh, Mr. Bernoff, you're staying for 3 nights," and I'll say, "Yes." "Is this room you have me the best room that you can get me?" And they'll turn around and go, "Well, it's a good room." And I'll just quickly say, "I appreciate it's a good room. Is it the best one that you can get me?" And they'll say, "Well, let me see what else I got." And now they're hunting for me. And I even had a lady once say, "Yeah, it is the best room I can get you. But if not, I got to ask one of the leaders." And I remember looking at this lady and I go, "You're a leader. You can figure it out."
So good.
She smiled big. She turned around and she gave me a much bigger suite. I actually got the presidential suite at that hotel. It's not about getting somebody to do something. What it is if there's an opportunity that somebody can make someone's life better, they like to do it.
Right, because you just empowered her to be a better leader. Like throughout the rest of her day, she's probably thinking, "Wow, I am a leader."
She felt great.
Differently.
She felt great. I'll typically tip. I take care of people. I'll fill out a form. I'll let them know. The reason I'm saying this is not so you can get something for free. It's how can I empower a person to be better? This happens in sales, and I'm going to cover this later today. Yep. We sit down in a meeting with somebody. Most people are like, "I've got to go over my old pitch with somebody," versus how can I empower this person to grow? So we work with a lot of entrepreneurs. We work with a lot of business owners. And I'll tell you, if you're watching this right now, I'm going to encourage you, share this with those you care about. Grab the share button, subscribe to our channel, and share. Like literally let people know, here's what I'm doing right now. Like I'm spending my morning right now getting better. Join us. And I'm telling you, I'd love to work with these people because the more people you have in your life that know that you're growing, the more powerful it's going to be to get you what it is that you want. So does that answer your example?
It does. I wanted to bring that up. It's a great example just to open some dream space for, how people's lives can change when they really commit to becoming a more influential person. Like, on your Rolodex of phones, we'll talk about this later, but you'll roll into a new town, and chances are you probably have like the general manager's number at the restaurant that we want to eat at. You probably have, a driver that you've made a connection with in the past that picks us up. It's all these small things that just make your life significantly better, and you're doing it in a way that's actually like empowering the person on the other side. Like this isn't like some like, "Oh, I'm just gonna try to get one over on you."
No.
This is literally like how to become more influential in your life, not only for yourself, but literally because like the world needs it.
People want to feel good. Like I was thinking about the other day because I'm traveling. I was leaving an event the other day, and I'm not saying this out of any. And this person might be watching this right now. I was speaking at Spring's event, the forum. Brandon and Spring and Brian and Justin, incredible group. They're incredible, incredible mastermind. And I was walking out, and there was an incredible group I met in the lobby. And I said, "What are you guys doing for dinner?" And I'm like, I'm not inviting myself. I'm just like asking, what are you doing? And they're like, "Well," and this is Scottsdale, where it's May, and it's beautiful, and it is packed, and it is 7:23 at night. And she goes, "Well, we were trying to get a reservation at the steakhouse.
Not easy.
Trying to get a reservation at the steakhouse here." And I'm like, and I already just went over to the restroom at the steakhouse to say hi to one of my friends, and it was a private party, so nobody could get in. And they go, "Did you try Mastro's?" They're like, "Can't get a place." She goes, "We wanted to go to Dominic's." And I said, "Okay, did you call?" She goes, "It's completely sold out." So I said, "Give me 3 minutes." I go, "What do you mean? What are you going to do?" And I grabbed my phone and I called the friend of mine that runs the place. And he was in where's it, Beverly Hills or something at the moment, at work, opening up another location.
Okay.
And he goes, what do you need, Michael? And I go, I got 5 people, and I'm not coming to myself, but I got 5 important people. Can you get them in? He goes, when do they want to come? I said, I mean, like in 7 minutes at 7:30. He goes, I'll do it. I'll make it happen. They had an incredible meal. They made it happen. But a lot of it is we take care of these people. We love them. We connect. We empower them. I believe this man is incredibly powerful, and he can do incredible things, and he makes choices. We need to remind him of that. So why I'm bringing this up right now is that every one of us has more influence inside of us than we realize. And and the challenge is, like, we're looking to get one over on somebody versus how do we actually walk the earth as an influential person that gets the things we want.
Inspire others to play the same game with us. So, we're going to be talking about 3 ways throughout this show. We'll cover number 1 just a second, that you can show up a more influential person in your life for other people, just as some of the examples that we shared, but also for yourself, so you can finally commit to, you can say no to the ice cream. So you can say no to the ice cream. So deals will close.
No ice cream.
More effortlessly with less resistance. We're talking a business standpoint. We're talking about, so for those of you with kids, so you can connect to your kids better, and influence them. The influence impacts literally every single area in your life, including even the relationship with yourself,
which is the most important one.
And this is based on, we'll touch on this for 2 seconds, but this is based on NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And NLP was invented in the 70s? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's the 70s. Richard Bandler and John Grinder studied Milton Erickson, one of the top hypnotists in the world, Virginia Satir, and their goal was not study what everyone else is doing. It was study what actually works.
Yep.
The challenge was both these guys were like this MIT level, Stanford genius engineers. Yeah. And I'm a street guy from Jersey.
You almost had to have a degree to understand that the textbook that's this thick.
It sounds good, but man, hard to use.
And that's one of the amazing, when I met you, because I had heard of NLP in the past, but same thing. Like I bought the books and I was like, this really isn't that practical. But you kind of took a lot of the concepts of NLP and you're like, how can we actually make this useful for the business owner, useful for the mom, for the dad, to use in their life. So
street level.
We're going to cover 3 ways throughout the show. Michael, what's the first thing you would tell somebody to do? And then we're going to take some live calling questions here, which I'm really excited for. We got some great questions lined up for the show. Again, text ASK to 480-800-8051. And you can either text us a question or you can join the show live to have an opportunity to work with Michael. But what's the first thing that you would tell somebody if I came up to you and was like, Michael, I want to become more influential in my life, in my business? What's the first thing that you would tell me to focus on?
Well, first thing I'd ask anybody that says they want something, I'd say, what is your definition of influential? And I would, and the reason is I'd want to clarify, because what we actually attach something to is a very, very important thing to think about. What I mean by what we attach it to is, like, influence could be like, I'm picturing being on a stage somewhere and being on a soapbox speaking. Influence to someone else is like, I just want people to listen to me or read my emails. So I typically would ask that question. So one of the most important things is to clarify what box we're actually talking in. So why I'm saying this is, when you know where people are coming from, and also I really love that Vegas is there. I'll be there in 2 days. I'll be in Vegas and Henderson. So I'll be outside Vegas and Henderson.
And Ireland.
In Ireland, dude. That's freaking great, right? So the part is knowing where people are at and where they're going. Oklahoma, welcome. Welcome, Oklahoma. My wife lived in Oklahoma for a long time. Edmond, Oklahoma. Deborah lived. And so the purpose is to figure out like what they mean by influence. And that's where a lot of you, I'm going to give you a little bit of preparation for being more influential. What is your definition of it? And don't say, well, to be everything to all people at all times. Pick a niche, pick an area. That would be very, very helpful.
And let us know in the chat, by the way, too. I'd love to actually get some live examples of what influence means to all y'all watching. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, and I'll also tell you, I'm going to use my influence right now. Hit the subscribe button right now while you're watching this. And you got to recommend people to do things and be direct. Hit the subscribe button right now if you haven't done so, and definitely find out the updates about being on this show, michaelbernoff.com/show, just to remind you of each week that we're doing this. So how I look at this whole thing is, it's coaching. I'm coaching you, and you get to watch coaching. And so if I were to answer your question, what influence is, and then talk to you a little bit about how to become more influential, I would lean into this. Is this where you're going with this? Yes. Is number one, you are the influence. So I'm going to go back to Tony Robbins for a minute and take a book that he wrote back in the 80s called Personal Power. Most people do not realize Tony was not the first person to say those words. Amazing book. I read it. Big impact in my life. What's so great, I give him full credit for that. And one of the things that I'll tell you is personal power means, it's a magic term. You are so confident that when you walk up to somebody and you say, you should do this, or this is how it's going to work, they feel your power, and your power controls the relationship. So why I'm saying that right now is your state of mind, how you operate you, is 90% of the influence. And I'm going to say this right now. Most people want to know, how do I say it? How do I write it? What words do I use?
Right.
7%. The biggest part is how you hold you, your thoughts inside, your posture, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. So I always tell everyone, before you influence, check your own state first. What state are you in? What state are you in right now? And are you clear to then figure out what state they're in? Because the state they're in and the state you're in are going to dictate how well the power is going to be received. So if I were to dummy down NLP in a moment, state management.
State management.
It's the ability to manage your state. So how many thoughts you're having, how many thoughts they're having. Can I center it on one thought? That's why the second you ask somebody this question, someone says, I want to learn how to ride a bike. Well, what is your definition of riding a bike well?
Right. Is it like BMX at the parks and the jumps, or is it going down the street? Yeah.
And it gets one focus. And when we harness down to one focus, the state is one focus. So I'm going to challenge all of you. You're going to want to watch this again. That's why you're going to save the show, subscribe to the show, and watch it again, because I'm going to offer you a lot of nuggets. This is a crash course. And when you guys like this, we will do part 2 of influence next week. Yet we got to get first week out of the first thing. So state is number 1. So you want to write this down. Put it in the chat. The word state. Number 1 is state. What state am I in prior? So remember this. It's not what you say. It's how they receive the information that matters. What did they receive? It's not what you say. It's what did they receive. So the second you manage and master your ability to be in the right state, that is when the magic occurs. So I got a lot more of these to cover. What I wanted to do is either take a question that you have, Jaden, or live. This is my specialty. Everybody's got a gift. And my favorite thing is just live stuff. Like, what do you got?
Yep. We have actually, I do have more questions for you, but I do want to take our first
I'll
live
take
caller.
your question first. If you dial them in.
I want to take our first live caller because this is going to go perfectly with everything that you just said. So we're going to say hello. The team's going to mute Julian RC calling from
Julian RC,
Arizona. We'll get Julian unmuted here.
Welcome, Julian RC. Doing great. You? All good. All good. We're listening to you right now anyways on the speaker. Well, definition of loved one is what? Are we talking about your dog, your dad, your girlfriend, your brother, your parents? Okay. So my question for you is, what do you want them to feel? And that's what I want you to think about. There's not what do you feel. What do you want them to feel? Okay. Okay. So they can't hear him. So I want to make sure. Can we very quick, Lucas? We're going to bring him on a second. He asked I'm glad you guys are listening, and there might be a little tech thing.
You guys are paying attention.
You guys are paying attention.
Our team's on it. We appreciate it.
So Julian, you're going to have to ask that question in a second. So let me know how fast we can get him unmuted. So if you guys hear him, this is great interactive. I love doing this live. So are we good? Is he unmuted? Okay, very good. So when you guys hear him, I'd love to hear the question. So start at the beginning, Julian. We're bringing you right to the speaker. Go ahead, buddy. And you guys hear him? Go.
We got Julian from Arizona.
Julian.
What's your question, Julian?
Okay, so the question I asked a minute ago is he said originally, I want to talk to a loved one. I said definition like your parents. So here's my question. How do you want them to feel? Okay, very good. Got it. Okay, they still can't hear. So I think it's earlier when you muted Isaac. Very good. So I'm gonna preface the question, and this is tech, and this is how it happens. So he's asking a really good question, and I'm gonna give the question. So appreciate you guys letting us know that you can't hear, and that is part of it. So he might have to unmute on his end. Okay, very good. So as soon as we get it up, it's gonna be great. So he's asking this amazing, amazing question. Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Can you guys hear me? Just say I hear Michael. I want to make sure you guys are hearing me. Okay, they're getting nothing. Okay, so you unmuted everybody. Give me 1 second. Bring it back. Do you guys hear me? And I want to make sure you guys are hearing me on the Zoom and coming through. Very good. So the point of this is, are we good?
Yes.
I want a yes on that.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Yay. Thank you, Peter. Very good. So the question he's asking is a very, very simple one. He's asking the state of mind he should be in when he wants to talk to his parents to get him to listen to him. Well, the first thing we've got to do is a little something called method acting. What method acting is method acting is a type of acting where you actually communicate the way you're actually feeling because it's real. So if you want your parents to actually listen to you, you've got to go in that you're willing to listen to them. Now, that's going to sound crazy. You're like, well, I don't want to listen to them. I just want them to hear me. I got it. That's why the communication is FUCED. You know what I'm saying? You put the K in the middle if you want. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is we've got to figure out what state we need to be in. So I'm going to go in with open listening. I'm going to go in to hear what they got to say. And what's funny is if every one of you watching this right now knows exactly how to do it, it's a state you know. I'm going to be in the most listening version of me. And the second I'm in the most listening version of me, then they're going to have the best place to listen. So how do we do that? Well, I got to ask a question, and I want to make certain. Do we have tech? Do we know that we can hear him or not? Did we test it?
We're working on it.
Okay, good. I want to know if I'm bringing him back or not.
Yeah. We can just kind of mirror what.
So I'm going to mirror what Julian says. So,
yep.
So Julian, do you know? And this will be fun. I'm going to method act this right now. Julian, do you know how to be in a mode where you're willing to listen? Now, he said yes and no. Okay, so if you had to listen, do you know how? So you're saying I'm not that great at that state, which means we need to get better at it. So the key is all of us have to figure out what states do we need to actually get better at to create the win that we need to create. And that is the power of all of this. And the point of this being is we've got to figure out what state of mind that we need to do to actually create the win that we need to create. So my desire for all of you is to figure out what state do you need to be in, what state are they in, and that's what creates the win. There's two pieces of the puzzle. What state am I in, and what state are they in? Now, here's the deal. If you want them to listen, you need to go first. I want everyone to understand this. If you want someone to be open, you got to be open first. If you want somebody to be powerful, you've got to be powerful first, or give them the power and let them know they have the power. And that's where it changes. So I will tell you, part of it goes into the next thing we're going to share. So Julian, does that answer your question? Okay. And we can get deeper on this throughout the show. So we're working out our tech stuff right now. And then what we can also do is pop the Zoom to the microphone. That's one thing we can do. And potentially, yes. Lucas, when you muted earlier, Isaac, that is what muted all of this. So figure out how you muted him earlier, and we'll get him back on the show.
Julian, thank you for your question. That went perfectly with this first principle of influencing anyone, including yourself, state. And one of the things that I'm getting from this, Michael, is this takes a different level of awareness, I think is the right word. Because no longer is it just focusing on how am I feeling. We're actually like opening up our awareness a little bit, and and here's the thing is we're caring enough to actually see what state the other person is in.
Yes, keep it going.
You're caring enough to see what state the other person is in, because like if you're trying to have like a positive conversation and they're in a negative frame of mind, then that's good to know, because there's a bridge that has to be kind of created and crossed there.
Yeah, we need to figure out what state I'm in, what state they're in, to actually create the state that we need. And the point of this, the point of the whole concept, and I love Julian's question. I wish you guys could have heard it live, because in his heart he's like, I want to connect better with my parents.
Right.
And this is most kids, but they don't know how to be in the right state because they're like, I'm pissed off. I'm bothered. I'm a teenager.
Right.
I'm young. He's a young adult, but or I'm 14, or I'm 25, or you made me mad. Well, you're not walking in with the right level of state. So here's the key to influence. You go first. Not they go first. You go first. Mm-hmm. This is why salespeople need to be buyers.
Right.
You've got to be good at buying. You cannot ask anyone else to buy. I will tell people, this is one of the things I teach people. I said, if you want people to buy high dollar stuff, you got to be willing to do it. You want people to be spontaneous.
I was literally going to, my first mentor, his name was Mark Overson.
Yep.
He was the same way. I was trying to sell something that was $10,000, and he was like, well, have you bought something that's $10,000? I was like, no. So I ended up buying coaching, like a couple months later for about $10,000.
And then people bought from you.
And sure enough, guess what happened? people, I started to be able to sell the $10,000 thing because there was some kind of belief element that shifted. That, and it was probably, I mean, it came down to state, really. I was just in the proper state then to actually be able to sell that and to command that.
And one of the fastest things anybody can do right now, if you want to increase spontaneity in your life, go get it yourself. I was speaking at a group in Memphis once, and I said, here's what I want you to do tonight. There's a Whole Foods around the corner. I want all of you tonight to go buy like $12 coconut water, buy the $30 bread, go buy something you don't normally buy. Go buy the $16 coffee. Don't go buy a $300 bottle of wine, okay? But buy something useful. Buy the smoothie for $20. Go buy something you don't normally
$30 Irwan shake from.
Go do that so you can experience that. So thank you, Julian, again on this share. And then we can also get the questions brought in. Did we figure out a route yet?
We're working on it.
Okay, we got it.
So we have this first principle of influencing anyone, including yourself, which is state. What state am I in? What state are they in? So that's the first thing. So when we get that down, which requires, as we just said, both a level of awareness, a level of care enough to add, and that's the whole thing when it comes to influence. Again, like some people can think influence is like this yucky thing, but it. From my perspective, I mean, it actually takes a really high level of care. You have to have such a high level of care for another person to actually be willing to go even beyond what state you're in to start to think about what state they're in. So you can go first and you can have this level of ownership. And here's the thing. There's never been a better time for you to be a more influential person in your life and to go first, because next week, and if you're watching the replay, this happens every month, but we're doing 5 days of coaching with Michael, where Michael is going to break down specifically over the course of 5 days how you can transform into a more influential person so that you can tap into some of the things that we started with to begin with, but also become more influential with yourself to stop operating and playing smaller than you're really capable of in your comfort zone. It's called Call to Action, and it's all about taking action, becoming more influential. And all you have to do, our team will put the QR code and the graphic up on the screen, but is text the word action to 480-800-8051. It's literally 2 hours a day with Michael, focusing on leveling up your influence in all areas of your life. Influence in business, if you're in business, when it comes to sales, but also just, I mean, Julian, again, shout out to Julian for such a great question, but also influence if you have kids, or even if you're watching this and you're a young adult and you want a better relationship with your parents, which was so beautiful about Julian's question. Influence is literally at the bedrock of everything that you do. Like if you want to play bigger in life, sometimes we can go the tactic. It's like, oh, I'm going to learn the AI. I'm going to learn that new like marketing little thing, and not to discount those are important too. But if you actually just became a person of influence to begin with, if you've leveled up your communication, you could speak better to yourself, to empower yourself, to get yourself in the right state. I mean, even if you could just control your state, and you can let us know in the chat if you agree, how would you operate differently? How much bolder would you show up in the world? Literally, if you could just get yourself in state more often than not. That in itself is such a superpower, and that's one of the many things that Michael coaches on over these 5 days. Is there anything you want to?
Yeah, I would say do it. I'm going to say the team put together it's not even a promo, but go to the page. You'll be pleasantly surprised to get a chance to work with me. I'm not a cheap date. Here's an opportunity to work with me for 5 days, and the coolest part about it is you're going to learn all that stuff you've wanted to know for years, how to use words and language to influence yourself and others, how to get out of your comfort zone, destroy procrastination. If you're a serious person, you'll know what to do. Text the word action to 480-800-8051. And then let's talk about the second one, Jaden, with a question. Do we have another? Are we live on tech? Is it working? Are we good? Okay, so give it up for our tech team. Everybody say great job tech team, for figuring it out. And this is part of being an entrepreneur, part of being a business owner. If things don't work out perfectly, you're headed in the right direction. If things work out perfectly, you're not headed anywhere. I'm just telling you, you're going to have challenges. Don't ask for them, but they show up. So we got another question, and then I'm going to hit number 2. So number 1 is state. What state are they in? Always think this. This is the basic bedrock of what you used to talk about NLP. What state are they in? What state do I need to be in to get where I need to go? So let's do it.
And the chat's asking one more time for that phone number. It's action to 480-800-8051. I want to see you in the program next week. We want to see you there.
Yep. You're going to be a success story. and allow yourself to be. And you can't even get food delivered to your house for the price of the course. So do it. And then will you pop up on the screen after a couple seconds how to ask a question? That'll be great. Someone can ask questions, and you can do that as well. Ask a question, dial in. Who's next?
Yeah, next up we have Jesse, also calling in from Arizona. If our team could unmute Jesse. Jesse, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you on the show. Appreciate you calling in and having the courage to come out on this show, because every question that somebody asks on this show, somebody else resonates and just gets a ton of value and transformation with. So if our team could please unmute Jesse, that would be great. It appears that my host controls guys won't let me do it. So somebody could please unmute Jesse. We'll have Jesse come out. And while our team is figuring that out, did you want to just tease the second principle, Michael?
Yeah. So what we'll do, and I love that they're making this happen, is that the key to all of this is understanding it's three very simple principles. Number one is, what state of mind are they in? What state of mind are you in? So first, if you could just control state, go back to my story. If you listen to the beginning, my story at the beginning was all about this one very, very subtle thing. And what it was about was talking to the person at the front desk at a hotel. What state are they in? What state am I in? Number two is language. Your words control thoughts. So what I'm going to tell you is, words create thoughts, thoughts create action. So I'm going to put that in order. Words create thoughts, thoughts allow or create action. So what words are you using? And there's three very important things you need to understand about words, because language is words, and language controls every single thing that we do. So we've got language, which is words, and words create thoughts, and thoughts then create action. So the important part about words is word choice, word placement, and word intensity. Tone is a whole nother thing that I'm going to talk about on the next show. But what I want you to think about this is words, thoughts, actions. And number two is three parts of words: word choice, word placement, and word intensity. And once you get that down, that is going to be the game changer for you. And once you get good at that, that is the secret to everything that we're doing. So did we figure out tech? Are we good to go?
We're just about good to go here. Let me read one of the texting questions actually that we got here. So we got perfect. Our team figured it out.
Cool.
So I am going.
Tech team is great. They're using like 5 different things to be able to do this and connect. And we tested a few things to make it work. So ready to go?
Yeah, we got Jesse calling in from
Jesse.
Arizona.
Jesse.
Jesse, I just sent you an unmute request if you want to unmute, and we'd love to feature your question. If Jesse is not out there,
we'll give Jesse 3 seconds.
We're going to move on to Peter Graham.
Let's
Peter
do
Graham, I just shot you unmute.
We'll take either one of the questions.
Unmute request. Peter, you out there?
Yeah, I am.
Perfect. What's up, Peter?
Well, I do an awful lot of cold calling for my business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering how you ask the right question.
Okay. So here, watch me do this in real time. What is your definition of the right question? And folks, I want you to understand, by asking people clarification questions, there's 2 reasons. One, we don't waste our time talking about the wrong thing. Number 2, the clarifying question gets us pinpointed what we're actually working on. So what is your, yay, we can hear. I'm glad we can hear. Our team's letting us know. What is your definition of that?
Never been asked that.
I know. That's why we need to clarify.
Basically, I want to create curiosity so they stay on the call.
Very good. So you want people to be curious?
Yes.
Curious is a starting pattern. So language is designed. So if you're like, listen, I want to get on this fall, I got to be curious about this person. The first thing you want to do is, no different than I said to Julian earlier, I'm going to be curious about this person. I'm not going to try to sell. I'm going to be curious. I wonder why they got on the call. I'm going to go in curious mode, like a little kid. I'm going to be like a 9-year-old kid. I'm going to be curious to get them to be curious. That's first thing is state. Number 2 is language. So what do you want them to be curious about? I'm not going to write your sales script for you, even though I do that stuff for people. What I'd like to do is figure out how to increase this for you. So what are you currently doing to be curious?
I'm working in the health and wellness arena.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a technology that's
Okay.
about 50
You're
years ahead.
you're already being technical on me, and I love
Right,
you, but you're being boring, and you're being technical, and you're being scientific. Remember these words. Nobody does anything for logical reasons. They do it for emotional reasons, correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to ask you, if you want someone to feel curious, throw the word out there. So I'm curious, what made you decide today to really evaluate your health and want to make it better? Could you ask someone that question?
Yes.
What would happen if you asked that? So I'm curious, and then pause. I'm curious. And then their brain goes, this is the NLP stuff. I'm curious. So here's one of the rules we teach. You can't hear somebody ask a question without thinking they're talking to you. You can't hear a word without doing it. One of the words is attention. Hey, listen, what about this made you pay attention? The second you do that, it makes somebody pay attention. So where I'm going with this is, think about this. So if you were to say very simply to somebody, hey, listen, before we get started, I am so curious. What makes a man or woman pick up the phone, dial a lead, set an appointment, and said, today is the day that I want to improve my health? What made you do that? Let's just talk about that prior to our product. See my face, see my voice, see it all, it matches. Would you be upset if I asked you that?
No.
How would you feel if I asked you? So I'm curious about something. Quick question. I'm curious about this. What made you dial in today and decide to ask a question? Like, I love knowing what makes somebody want to be more influential. I'm curious about that. I'm asking you right now.
You're asking. Good. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank.
I know you are. And the reason you're drawing a blank is you haven't increased your emotional states yet. So this thing called emotional IQ, which is emotional intelligence, you're very logical. You understand your product. So you're leaning with an emotional state, a logical state, asking someone to be emotional. So what I'm going to ask you to do over the next weeks is increase your curiosity, which means I want to be curious about stuff. I want to ask people questions. I'm curious. What made you decide to work here? I'm curious. Why did you do this? I want you to increase your curiosity level of others to make them curious. I'm going to tell you, until you figure out what it looks like, you can't ask somebody to be in a state of mind until you're willing to find that state yourself.
Okay.
Can you start
Fair
there?
enough.
Start there?
Yeah, I can start that. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, well, Michael, give him the script. Listen, I can give someone a script, Jaden. I can give him the script. But if for some reason I give him the script of what to say, but he's coming across as it's not right, it doesn't feel right, it's not angled right, it's off. Right. So what I want to encourage everybody to do, this is the beauty of all of this, is I want him to feel correct before he walks in, because 90% of communication is how you feel about yourself and how you feel about them. Thank you for your question. And if you learned something right there, please put in the box. Let us know what you picked up, what you're learning. We'd love you to share, and take a moment to subscribe to the channel and the show. So you had another question, or who's next? Did we get the other gentleman on?
We do. So we have more calling questions. That was really great. And you touched on it, but I mean, I think that's the big thing. Like, a lot of people, it's like they want to get better at sales. It's like, hand me the script. But the words are something like 7% of what actually influences.
7% is the words.
Yep.
So like when I talk directly in my microphone, 7% is the words. I talk over here, you don't hear me as well. That's going to be tone, which is going to be about 38%.
And some people have a challenge believing that, but like if I go up to a microphone, I'm like, hey guys, I'm so happy right now to be here.
And I'm motivated.
I'm so motivated right now.
See it? And then look, and then the rest is like your state. Look at me right now. I'm sitting like this, and I'm like,
hunched shoulders.
I'm feeling like this. Yeah.
Do you guys believe us?
Yeah. Not at all.
Probably not, right?
So. Yeah, so Dr. Potter had a question, but I think it got retracted. But yeah, so anyways, control those things that are big, your language. Before we get into the last one, I'd love to get one more live question.
Yep, me too.
Whoever signed up for call to action, congratulations. Whoever did that. Whoever did it, give them a shout out for signing up. Congratulations. I'm glad you decided to join us. Welcome to our world. And who's going to be next?
And again, guys,
here's the deal. For the price of a few coffees, which are going to just destroy your body.
Yeah, we talked about Irwan, Whole Foods. You know, you can't buy a bag of groceries anymore for what we're doing for this 5 days of coaching with Michael. But we're doing it because we want you to play bigger with us, because we live in a world that needs more people to step into their influence. influence.
Influence.
Their own influence. I think I just created a new trademark term right there.
Ownfluence.com, yes. Yeah.
But we need more people to step into their own influence to play bigger, to lead bigger. And, that's what we're doing next week. And if you're watching the replay, we host one of these every single month as well. So action to 480-800-8051. And, we're that's exactly what Michael's going to work with you on is how to embody everything that we're talking about today at a much deeper level. That being said, we want to get to the next live caller. Thank you again to Peter for coming out. Next up, we're going to be bringing out Rhonda. Rhonda, our team is going to shoot you an unmute request.
And if you want to ask a question today or later, click the little thing on the screen to ask a question, or michaelbernoff.com/ask. So who do we got out there? Let's put their name up, and who do we got? Who's this?
Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Good. So point blank is when I say I'm doing okay, is there anything I can do to make it better? Which no one's ever asked you that before, have they?
No.
And how do you know no one's ever asked that before? When you have that silent pause, it doesn't mean they can't answer. They're going to a place they've never been before. So I just want to challenge everyone to realize you can always enhance people's lives. Someone's like, I'm doing okay. Is there anything I can do to make it better? Someone's like, I'm doing good. Is there anything I can do to make it better? It is a different direction. So what is your question? Not to throw you off. What is your question that I can serve and help with?
My question is, what do I do, or when I've basically lost my identity and my confidence? I'm now a completely different person than I was just a few months ago from having cardiac arrest and a stroke.
Okay. So
it's been a real struggle mentally for me to even
so let me
be
ask
the
you a
person
question.
I was.
Let me ask you a question. Are we going to go into a story right now, or do we want to create is this how the story ends, or how do you want to create a new story? Let me ask you that question. So is this where the story ends? And this is a great line, everybody. Is this where the story ends, or would you like to create a better story?
A better story.
Good. So influence is going to help you with this. So number one is it's not about positive thinking. What you do is you have three conflicting things happening. If we were to play back what it is you said, and everybody pay attention, our kids do this, adults do this, and we pick up this habit at a young age. We say things like this made me this way, or this changed me. And none of that is actually true. We choose how we deal with things. I know people that have been held hostage. I know people that have watched their families, unfortunately, be murdered. I've watched people that have been through tragedies, heart attacks, different things. So here's the deal. Life shifted for you a couple of months ago, correct?
Yes.
And I want you to use those words. Life shifted for me a couple months ago. The reason I want you to say that, and we don't need to get into the details, and then we're going to say, okay, so life shifted for me a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. What I'm learning how to do now is reinvent myself. Is that true?
Reinvent. Yes.
Does that open up different channels?
Yes.
Not immediately. Not immediately.
Not immediately. No, because I even, as you can hear, I struggle to speak. My mind, can't even think like I used to.
Doesn't matter. What I'm getting at is a few months ago, my life transitioned, it changed. And currently, I'm working on reinventing myself. If you walked into a bookstore or a Barnes & Nobles or a Blockbuster back in the day and said, show me your videos on people with tragedies, problems, that had heart attacks, well, you're going to then see those videos, and it's going to make you feel worse. If you're an anorexic and you go, hey, I wonder why people are anorexic, you'll be more anorexic. Or you find people that have gotten past it. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is you need to say, I'm in the reinventing myself phase, and I'm learning things I didn't know. I'm reinventing myself. If you went to the reinvent column, you're going to learn about birdhouses. You're going to learn about TVs. You're going to learn about stuff. You need to redirect your focus right now. So your challenge has very little to do. Like what you're looking for is what's called a solution. And I don't want you to look for a solution right now. I want you to look for the next step. Solutions are not the answer. The next step is. And if you could take the next step, you could take the next one from there. So there are different types of people. A solution-oriented person that's not getting it doesn't really want a solution. They actually want the next step. This is part of influence and part of the third thing that I'm going to cover here, which is called patterns. You have a pattern of, I want to solve this. The challenge is we can't solve all of it because you had three conflicting things. I had this happen, and I got to get a new identity, and I get a new car, and it's like a country song. Like this happened, that happened. You got let's not look for solutions. Let's just look at the next step. Once you get the next step, we stand on a larger pedestal and we can make a decision from there. So my desire for you is this. I'm right now reinventing myself and I'm taking different steps, period. This is how you're going to describe it to yourself and others. What I like about it, and I could see you, they can't see you, but there's a smile going on in your face. You're like, okay, why did nobody tell me this? So when you leave the hospital after a heart attack, they shouldn't say, oh my God, you got to be careful. Oh my God, you could die. Yes, that's one option. Number two is life's going to be a little bit different. You had a stroke. Life's going to be a little bit different. You're going to reinvent how you look at things and how you see things. The coolest part is you're going to learn stuff about yourself you didn't know, and you get an opportunity to get better. That changes your focus and your frame. All influence is this. Pay attention. We got to learn how to change our actions and change perceptions. He or she that controls perceptions controls reality. And I want you to understand that. My desire for you is to change your perceptions. Is your life all different? You need a new identity, or are you reinventing yourself?
Wow.
Yeah. Which one is it, girl?
Gosh, I've been searching for my new identity. Okay. No,
You
I
don't
mean
need a new
my
identity.
old identity. My old identity.
There's a really cool video that I have on YouTube, and if my team can find it, I know Tara's on listening. It's called Going Back in Time. And there's a gentleman that I tell this story. I'm not going to give it away right now. If you go back to where you were, you'll wind up here again. And I want you to watch that video. My team is going to drop that right now in a little bit. It's easy to find. It's on YouTube. If somebody can find it, it's called Go Back in Time or whatever. And I want you to watch it. It is absolutely amazing to watch. So what I'm going to tell you is, Hannah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for being
Rhonda,
on today.
thank you,
What's up,
Rhonda?
Rhonda? Forgive me. I see Hannah down there.
Rhonda.
No, but Hannah's saying mind blown down here. She's like thrilled for you. So Rhonda, maybe you could be more like Hannah and have your mind blown because you wanted a new identity, didn't you?
Well, I wanted my old identity, but you're right. I can't go back to my old identity, and I was depressed about this. But
So why don't you
now that
become
you're
your alter
telling me
ego?
it's
You're Hannah now. Remember, you're Hannah now. Does that sound good?
Alter ego
Yeah,
Hannah.
Alter ego Hannah. I'm just messing
I'm
around with
Hannah.
you. But that's a pattern.
I'm
in the rap.
Hannah.
Yes.
Hannah
yes.
Montana.
Hannah Montana. Oh, I like that. There you go. All right. So thank you. And subscribe to the channel if you're watching this. We've got time for a couple more of these if we love it. So if somebody can grab.
And Rhonda, if we'll all we'll make sure we text you. I have your number too, Rhonda. So if the team can't find it right now,
it's
we'll
very
text-
easy.
we'll-
It's very
we'll text
easy
it
to find
you.
on YouTube. If someone can find it, you go to YouTube and type in Michael Bernoff Back in Time. It's me working with a guy named Brett. Very, very easy.
Yeah, Rhonda, thank you for coming out and sharing that because you did that. A lot of people were impacted by the story and the conversation that unfolded. We're seeing a bunch of mind blowings and a lot of love for you.
Oh, it
So
says
that
Daryl, not Hannah. That's funny because on our screen it says Hannah Daryl. You are a guy. We love you.
It worked
Now
out.
it's backwards
because Hannah
on our
Montana is
screen.
the new-
We're
that's
seeing
the new
everything. We're
alter
seeing everything
ego.
backwards. So
Yep.
we just totally reinvented you, brother. Love you.
And somebody's asking for the call in. So if you text ask to 480-800-8051, you have an opportunity to come out live on today's show. But here's the thing: if you're watching the replay too, if you submit your question, you'll get the private Zoom. You get the private line for next time, so you can come out on the show. So even if you're watching the replay, text ask to 480-800-8051, and you can even text us your questions because we'll do some rapid fire questions as well. So, Michael, so we have. We kicked this show off promising people that they would learn 3 ways to influence themselves, to influence anyone, including themselves.
They'll learn, not master. That's the difference.
Yep.
People come here, they want to learn.
Right.
I want to know what exists. So here's the deal. It's advice. Now you need to take a different direction. So you've got to look at 3 tools. What state am I in? What state are they in?
Yep.
How am I using my language,
Yep.
my word choice,
Number
my
2.
word placement, and my word intensity. And the third thing is, what pattern is this person running? Like, they've got to be running a pattern. What's going on? So I just want to preface that you're not going to master by watching a video. You've got to go all in. Like, I used to study this stuff for hours. I've listened to Jim Rohn, my mentor,
Yeah, you have a huge library. of
4,000
all the-
times.
all
I have
the
every
books.
book.
Yeah.
I buy them all. If it's any book, I want to buy a book. I love books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you were saying yes.
And the third is patterns. And we did a great episode actually on patterns last week that you should check out. That'll give more application of this. But so you're telling me like let's just say, for example, we had cold calling. Somebody brought up. So if somebody's not buying, it's not that they're not buying, it's that they have a pattern of not buying.
Yeah, so people have a pattern of not buying from you. This is one of the things that people deal with. Like, this person I'm dealing with is a pattern of not buying from me. we need to change their pattern. Like, they currently don't buy from you. It's not that they can't buy from you. They have a pattern. If someone has a pattern of drinking, that's a pattern. It's not that they're a drunk. They have a pattern of this happens, then this happens. Our job is interrupt the pattern with language, interrupt the pattern with a movement. That's where things change. And give it up for my team for finding that video. Watch that thing, dude. This guy spent years. I love this man and his family incredibly well. This is an impact of CORE. And if you want to come to CORE, definitely, I'd love to have you join us for CORE. Reach out to us, find us, and come to CORE. Eventually, watch the video. It is life altering. So do we got time for one more question?
We do. We're going to have time for one more live question. And again, if we didn't get to your question this show, you'll have opportunities to come out on future episodes.
And next week's about influence as well, correct?
Next week we're gonna kind of do this double header where we're gonna continue this deep dive into influence, because it's just such a it really is such a superpower. Again, like I think a lot of us can be, I want to learn like a marketing widget or tactic or like our tool. But influence is foundational, because if you can learn to influence yourself to do the things that you know you need to do, wake up earlier, right? Go to the gym, to host that live stream, then when you can start becoming a person that does the things that they say that they're going to do, then everything else starts to get just a little bit easier. You start to move just a little bit faster. You start to stack up those advantages. And that's really what we want to give you on this show every week, is just little advantages that you can stack, that you can stack. And again, keeping in mind, just like Michael said, there's only so much you're going to learn in an hour. That's why, when we invite you to things like 5 days of coaching with Michael, that's starting next week, and we also do every month, this is the opportunity then to actually show up and teach you how to begin to reach a level of mastery, to apply it to your life, so that you do become just naturally a person of influence. Because I think some people, Michael, I mean, maybe I was just speaking for myself, but I woke up, I like years ago, I was like, I'm just like not very conversational. I'm not that good at influence or communication. I just realized I just wasn't trained. I just never, just like if you're bad at a sport, it's probably just because you haven't like, you, as a kid, you didn't wake up and go to practice every morning for an hour a day, five days a week. Like, that's why certain people are good at sports. And it's the same thing with influence. Influence is a skill, and you really are just in terms, like, again, if you look at NLP, which is how we kick this off, it's like a textbook. It's hard to understand. You're truly a master at actually like applying it. And you use this analogy like it's like street level. It's like actual things that you would use to make your life better, that we talked about in the beginning of the episode. So last time I'll say it, action to 480-800-8051. I want to see you next week. We'll put it on the screen. Again, we're at 5 days of coaching, 2 hours a day with Michael, where you're going to learn how to truly become a person of influence.
And I appreciate it. Ashley, thank you for super fantastic. You are too, for being here. And then Russ Everett's out there. Russ has been to every one of our programs, took call to action 15 years ago. He had a fear of jumping out of planes. I did one little thing, and he influenced himself to not be able to. He can tell the story if he wants in the box. We did one session together coaching. He can tell his story later. I mean, it's amazing. I think he's done like 1,000 jumps or 100 jumps.
Yeah, Russ, maybe we can have you come out next week.
Yeah, if you want, Russ, share that, how that worked. But if you want to share that in the box, that'll be great. But that's super duper extra cool. So we got a few minutes. One more question. And like the channel, subscribe. Please do us all a favor. You want to keep the show going. This is the way YouTube works. They like people who are liked. It's just one of those things. I love you. So hit subscribe, and then share this on your wall. Join the channel, subscribe. Click the little notification button to make sure that you find out whenever we have live shows. I'm certain that somewhere on there, if my team can let them know like how to do the notification button, that'll be great. So let's take one more rapid question from somebody, and then I'll do a rapid, and then let's go.
We got Mark. Mark, our team's sending you an unmute request.
Go, Mark.
You out there, Mark?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, Michael. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing all right. It's been a while.
Been a minute. Welcome, buddy. You enjoying this? You like our new format?
Love it.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it. Been on every week, so it's been fantastic.
We love having you. I can feel it, and you look great, man. They can't see you, but you look great. You got the beautiful scenery in the background. What's your question, sir?
Question, and some of the things you've already been going over has really resonated. So I'll pose my question like this: I get into a pattern where things are going
good
really
for you. See, right there. I just want to pause
application.
Immediate application.
Yeah.
So I want everyone to understand very, very simply this: He's using the tech on himself. So the key is he's like, I have a pattern. He's not like, I'm all screwed up. I got this issue. Nobody likes me. My wife doesn't like me. My brother's mad at me. My kid's like, no, I got a pattern. So the second you call it a pattern, it takes all emotional out of it.
Yep.
Takes the balloon. It goes easier. Go ahead, buddy.
Appreciate that. Pattern of things going really well, operating at a high level, life, finances, work, everything going extremely well, my company. And then I get into a pattern where I'm just way down low.
Pause. I don't even need the story. Now, I believe I know what the story is going to be. I go up really high, like a roller coaster. Ring a bell?
Yep, that's
Okay.
exactly.
So then what happens when you go down?
Then I have a hard time finding something or getting the motivation or whatever it is to change the pattern and get back up by going up the roller coaster again.
Until you do, and then you do it again, correct?
Correct.
And this has been going on for how long?
Oh, geez, 30 years.
Okay. So you have what they'd call in personal development a winning formula, which means you know how it works. You do great, and because you had to, and then you get to you don't have to, and then you have to again, then you have to, and you have to.
Yeah.
So you're driven by have to, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever thought about being driven by want to or choose to?
I haven't figured that out yet.
I got it. But in your mind, when you talk to yourself, you would say, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to. That is internal dialogue of yours, correct?
Correct.
So let's say your state of mind is, I'm forced. I feel forced. I have to. Number two is you use words like I have to, correct?
Yeah, even procrastinating till the last minute where I have to do this.
Fantastic. So is it that you have this pattern, or is it that you haven't developed a different one? So one of the things, I got introduced on stage by an incredible human being a couple days ago, and I showed you the video from Brandon. Love this guy.
Yeah.
And he's a very high-performing real estate investor, and he introduced me on stage, and I helped him with speaking coaching, and he goes, you know what Michael taught me? And one of the cool things is he said in front of the whole group of people, high functioning, some of the highest real estate investors in the world. And he says, Michael, I walked up to him the first day and said, I want to be a better speaker. And he said, I looked at him, I go, you already are. I just need to introduce you to the guy. So what if I said, there is a bigger, better version of you that you haven't actually allowed to come out and play? And you've got a 9-year-old boy running your life instead of a man. How old are you now?
51.
When's the last time you let a 51-year-old man who's achieved all that you have in your life run your life versus a 9-year-old boy?
Never.
Okay. So let's talk about the next step. What does it actually look like? What does it look like to being a choose person versus a have to person?
That is something so foreign.
I understand, but what does it look like?
Probably.
We don't talk that way. Not probably. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like is I'm working on becoming a choose person. So what if the next 90 days, and you're probably going to want to re-engage with us, I would even say get on call to action again and click that link and join us for peanuts. Does that make sense compared to what you invested in the past? What if, because it's the way life works. You do great and then this. It's life. What if you became a person that allowed yourself to talk about it? You just don't talk about it. So what if your pattern is, I just don't talk about what I want. I only talk about what I have to do because I'm a man and I have to talk about what I have to do. Tell me about this, man. Let's be a little kid. Let's dream again. Tell me about it.
Yeah, that would.
No, what's it like to be a choose person? So here's what I'm working on. Talk to me about it. You're going to help a lot of people right now. And if you're in the chat right now, cheer this man on. You're about to do it and we're going to do it together as a team. This is part of influence. So I want you to, you just don't have another pathway. It's like you keep on putting your Matchbox car on the one track. Dude, we can move that track. We can cut one piece, put a T in. So now that we're choosing, what is a choice life like?
It's getting what I want.
I got it. Like what?
Taking my company to the next level.
These are all generic terms. One of the things that I'm currently working on is this. I'm currently working on communicating with myself in a way that allows me to what? I want you to think about this. So what does it look like? I'm letting people do what needs to do. I'm letting people be effective. At this stage of my life, I'm giving someone else the reins. This is one of the things my coach years ago shared with me. He said, you've got, as a mentor of mine, and he said to me, he goes, Michael, let someone else have what you used to do. Let someone else have the stress. Could you give that to a younger person?
Yeah.
Why don't you let a 30-year-old in your team be a have to? Why don't you say, I'm at a stage in my life where I'm a choose to person right now. Here's what I'm choosing to do, and I'm going to let other people be the have to, and I'm going to put the pressure on them. I'm going to give them the leverage. I'm going to make them do it. Do you get what I'm doing right now? You've never thought about this before. So
Nope.
I don't work with people that are just getting started on their personal development journey, like meaning like I'll work with anybody if they're getting started. But if people like, I'm mad and I'm bothered and I'm depressed and I don't want you to change me, I give those people to other people now, man. Those are not my people, Mark. I don't deal with them anymore. There's new coaches. They get those people. I don't deal with them. Sort of like a real estate agent. I don't deal with the $100,000 houses. I deal with the $10 million houses. So what if you said, one of the choices that I'm making right now is I'm becoming a person that lets other people be the have to people. I'm becoming a choose to person. Are you catching on, my friend?
I am.
What are you
Yep.
realizing? How will this frame or pattern change your language?
Well, yeah, the whole thing would change my language in actually accomplishing, well, me choosing for me what I want and accomplishing those things. Not because I have to, but because I'm choosing it. It's a whole different mindset.
So what if the next level of your company is I am literally going to become a master delegator and build literally, I'm going to have a bunch of have to people around me that have to do it, that eventually I'm going to develop them into choose to, but I got to teach them have to and eventually go to choose to. And that is the steps, no different than the first person with the steps.
Right.
You never would have thought this was the answer, did you?
No.
So all you do with influence is you give people a different direction. We don't change them immediately. You give them a different focus. 2 ways to change your life. One is change your actions. Number 2 is change your perceptions. You don't even have a problem. You have a pattern that does one thing. And if you need it, you can use it. You can always go back to it. Or an additional pattern. Here's a new pattern I'm building and creating is a choice pattern. And the choice pattern is I'm going to choose how I feel. And I'm going to choose the direction that I want to go. So take this, run with it. You're awesome. I'd love to work with you, whatever you need. But dude, I'm excited for you. Give it up for him in the chat. And you're awesome, man. That's really, really great. And we might share that with some more people because that is probably one of the most important interactions we'd have for an entrepreneur that's doing well that could be doing even better.
Appreciate you, Mark.
He's awesome.
Wow.
Everyone's awesome that's sharing. Anyone with the courage to speak up and ask is awesome. Make certain your questions are there for next week as well. michaelbernoff.com/ask. I want to hear them. So let's go a couple more minutes. I can maybe do a verbal question or whatever.
Yeah, we have a couple of verbal questions. I love what you just said, though. I mean, a lot of people have a pattern of being like, oh, I'll submit my question next week. Break that. Become a person that just does. Yep. We talked about that last week as well when we had the episode about patterns of how like it takes less than 2 minutes. You just do it and how that compounds. So text in ask to 480-800-8051. Even if you're watching the replay again, because what that will do is that will give you the private line for next week, so you can come out here and have the opportunity to work live with Michael, just like we had so many people do. And again, if you watch the chat after every person shares, so many people are going ahas, breakthroughs, takeaways. It's not only a huge value to yourself because you get coaching with Michael, but you're helping a lot of other people in the process. I mean, these episodes get viewed thousands of times, hundreds of hours of watch time. So you're really doing a great thing, and you're practicing your own influence. I love that Mark actually already implemented some
You
of what
saw
we
it in his
talked about.
face, but you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
I will tell you as you're watching this, and you're here watching this still, and you're still watching the show. A couple things I'm going to recommend you do. Number 1, subscribe to the channel. Number 2, make sure you know the updates. michaelbernoff.com/show. We'll send you a text, remind you of the next show coming up. Here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Grab this and post it on your wall. That's one thing. But 4 or 5 people that you know their phone number. Text them. Email 15 people that you love. If you're a real estate agent, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a business owner, take 10 people you care about. Go, dude, this will help you. Watch this weekend. Forward it to them. A, it'll help them. B, it helps the channel. C, we can make a bigger difference in the world, because at the end of the day, they're either going to watch this or nonsense. We got to get people off the political crap. We got to get people off of the negative stuff, this doom scrolling. Instead of doom scrolling, we got to create an opposite of doom scrolling. How about it's like, what's the opposite of doom?
The opposite of doom is like joy.
How about like joy?
Growth. It's like growth scrolling.
Growth. He's gonna look it up right now. That's like our Jamie from Joe Rogan. Yeah. So, but the opposite of this is like joy growth.
Yeah, we're not scrolling towards your downfall. Joy watching. We're scrolling upwards towards the better version of ourself.
Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a love.
we started off this episode 3 ways, 3 secrets to influence anyone, including yourself, so that you can get what you want faster and easier. The first is state. What state are they in? What state am I in? The second is the language that you are using, and recognizing the words are only 7% of what actually influences something. More than the words, it's your tone, it's your body language. Again, it's really owning that state. If you want to get somebody curious, just like we talked about, you first have to get a little curious yourself. And then thirdly, recognizing that everything is patterns. If somebody isn't buying, they have a pattern of not buying. It's not that they're not going to buy. And recognizing patterns. So those are the 3 principles. Again, we'll do a follow-up episode next week where we'll continue this deep dive into becoming a person of influence. But the deepest dive and the biggest gift that you can give yourself is to join us next week for 5 days of coaching with Michael, where he'll actually break down. There's only so much we can do in an hour. We all realize this. 5 days, 2 hours a day. There's a morning, there's a night class. Everybody's busy.
It's replays.
Michael's one of the busiest guys I know. I'm busy. We know you're busy. That's why we do a morning and a night class, so that we can cater to any schedule. And you're going to love what we're doing for you. This isn't a money thing by any means. This is we want you to have enough skin in the game so that you take this seriously and show up. But we know, and you know, that you have more inside you, that you have a bigger game, that your friends, your family deserves it, the world deserves it. And, we want to transform right there with you. So action to 480-800-8051. We want to see you next week. We did have one just rapid fire question, then we'll wrap up because we're already 10 minutes over.
Anything else on the screen, or?
Yeah, we're getting some great engagement as well. We really appreciate state, words, and patterns.
I'll take a rapid fire from somebody on the Zoom, or one you have, either one.
Yeah, we do have one more live caller. Let's do it. Laura's been on the whole time. Yeah. Laura, I would ask you just no story, make it to the point, succinct question. We got you. Then we'll
go along with you, and then we'll do your rapid fire. We'll go. I want to make sure as many people as heard as possible. And if we don't get to you this week, we'll get to you. Make sure you let our team know on the other end what your question is, and I'll answer it next week. So
Laura, I did shoot you an unmute request. We'll give you a few seconds if you're still there. If not, try again next week, and we got you. Appreciate you tuning in there. Oh, looks like Laura, we got you.
Let's go, Laura.
Yep, I'm here.
What you got, girl?
Hi. I sent in a question a couple weeks ago, actually. Yep. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know the essence. Something to the effect of, I was really digging on your interaction with the last guy. And I took notes on that.
He's courageous, wasn't he?
He was amazing. For me, it was, I'm kind of like a baby fawn.
I don't deal in sort ofs. Is sort of a real word?
Okay. So I'm gaining my footing in what you were telling him. I've done a lot of growth. I've realized I was kind of in survival mode for a long time.
Jaden had a rule. Let's take all the stories and let's go to the main point. Okay. If you had 11 words to explain to me what the challenge was, and on the 12th word, oh my gosh, you never got to eat your favorite food again. What is the 11 words? Just say it.
How do I get inspired again?
Okay, so I just moved her from a why person to a how person. That's a pattern. So you guys got to listen. I just moved her from a why is this happening to me, to a how person. You move someone from why to how, you just moved them out of 90% of their problem. That's big. So ask again. How what?
So how do I get inspired again?
You don't have to. So do you need to be inspired, or do you want to do something?
I want to be happy doing it.
Okay. So you're looking for happy first, then you'll get started. You're like a little kid. When I finally am happy, I'll do my homework. So I don't know where you picked that up. That's a pattern. So do you want to do it and feel proud that you're doing it, or do you want to feel inspired and then take action?
Ooh.
You got it backwards. So here's what happens. You go out to dinner. You're in Vegas. You been to Vegas before?
Yes.
Tell the truth if you've been there for a couple days straight.
Oh, yeah. I've been there a bunch of times.
Let's just not tell the stories, but I want you to listen. You go to Vegas.
Yeah.
You have a great night. Oh, my God, that's amazing. Okay. And the next day, you're like, let's repeat that. And the next night sucks. Or it's like, you're tired. Had that happen before?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So here's why I'm bringing this up. You at one point did something and got inspired, correct? Oh, my God, I love this, right?
Yes.
And now you want the inspired to come first, and then you'll do it again, correct?
Yes.
You're like a 5-year-old kid that wants to you just got it backwards. So do you know when you feel the best in life? We got to move from inspired to proud. See,
Yeah.
what would you rather be, inspired or proud of yourself for the rest of your life? You pick.
Definitely proud.
Okay. So hold that. Okay. Hold that thought. So I want you to think about this. So what if I said, you want to tell me, how do I get myself to take action? Number one is you take the action. And after you take it, you got to put the grin on the face. Look at me. I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do. Super proud of myself. And the key is, if you're waiting to be inspired, you don't get that. See, God, or whatever you believe in, when we're born, gives us just enough motivation and excitement to do something for 7 to 10 days. Then eventually mundane kicks in and you got to learn how to deal with it. I've gotten these questions thousands of times. I love them. I have to learn how to enjoy every one of them. I enjoy my life. I'm optimistic. I'm excited. I don't need to be inspired. Inspired's a BS part that you get for 7 days. Beachbody knows this. You buy yourself a DVD back in the day to go work out, to do P90X. You get inspired for 7 days. Eventually, you have to be proud of yourself to follow through. So what if I said you were after the wrong emotion, which 90% of the world is, and you need to learn how to take action and learn how to enjoy the person you're becoming?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. It gives you a different perspective, doesn't it?
It does. Thanks.
See, people that want to get sober hardly get sober. People that want to live differently, become healthy, get sober.
Really good. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Great question.
I know you're not the only one that can relate to that.
She wanted the solution. You hear she wanted the solution too?
Yes.
I love her. She wanted the solution. She's learning. She's like the other gentleman. That's why she related him. She wanted it solved versus next step. And if we give people next step, that's when things change.
It was really powerful. I love what you said as well, is moving somebody from a why to a how. That's like another really practical thing.
Pattern.
Like if you detect somebody who's in a why.
She wasn't a why person.
You can shift them to how.
I could do this all day. Let's do one of your rapid fires and we'll get done.
Yeah, the rapid fire I have is from Lucy from New York. And Lucy is she started this year committing to wanting to eat healthier, but she's running into a challenge where she just loves Starbucks. And when she goes to Starbucks, then she ends up getting, the cookie.
Oh, the lemon cake with the frosting.
Exactly, the cake pop. And it's not destroying her life. It's just that, it's just incongruent with what she wants to do. And she just, because she loves Starbucks so much, she's having such a difficult time breaking that pattern. What would you say to her so that she can influence herself to make the more empowering choice, which isn't never drinking coffee again, but there's a lot of ways we can drink coffee that doesn't involve spending $10 at Starbucks.
People are like all or nothing people. They're like, well, I got to stop it completely, and then you build this dialogue where you want to get it again. So Abdul, my limo driver in San Diego, one of the first ones we ever had. I remember when Maya was like a baby in a stroller. He used to put the stroller and then had the car seat for us. He drives me everywhere. He's driven me to like all over California. This guy's amazing. And I remember one day looking at him and he goes, I want to go to Africa to visit my dad. He goes, it's expensive. I said, it's not expensive. You just spend your money in a way that doesn't allow you to go.
Ooh.
And this was for him. And I said, listen, how much of that Starbucks do you drink? And he's a limo guy. So he's drinking like 6 a day times $8 each, like $50-$60 a day times 7 days a week. We got him a little maki pot. He made it at night at his home, blah, blah. The dude saved like 20 grand doing it that. So if you're monetarily related, you got to look at the expense, and you should look at it each time and drive in, and you got to reposition how you say this. So I look at Starbucks as financial devastation and incongruency. Have I had one? Yes. Do I have more than maybe one a year? No, I don't do it. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not my thing. You don't see me ever like, it's like, it would be, if I had one, you'd think it's weird, right? It's because I do what I say and say what I do 99% of the time. Nobody's perfect. So I look at it as a financial devastation. I always say buy stock versus actually buying the product. That's one thing. Yeah. Number two, it isn't that you're addicted to it. It's that you're treating yourself. And a lot of us take a little kid pattern of little kids, they treat themselves. They want to go to the candy store and get what they want. They want to enjoy it. So is it a treat? Okay. Or is it a trick?
Oh, a treat or a trick.
And there's a trick being played on you. The trick is, I want your money. The trick is, you're really enjoying it. The trick is, you can't make one at home. The trick is, when they get you in there, they trick you with the smell of the coffee and you get the cake. So I want you to think of those words. We all know trick or treat. So I want you to think about it. It's a trick. And the second you switch it to, there's a trick that I play on myself. I walk in and say, I'm going to get a coffee. And I get this other thing.
Suddenly that Starbucks isn't as enjoyable anymore.
Yeah, it's a trick. Yeah, I love that. And I buy Starbucks stock. I own stock in the company. So you guys keep drinking it.
Yeah.
I buy the stock. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just stupid financially. Think of that. Is it a trick or a treat? We all know how to put those words together. And for most people, you call it a treat, but it's actually a trick.
Trick.
Dunkin' Donuts is a trick too. You eat a donut, you think you gave yourself a treat. It's a trick. You feel like shit an hour later.
Right. You're falling asleep.
You're
an hour
mean
later
to somebody.
from the sugar crash.
Treat, and trick. Those are patterns. Trigger, I watched your eyes blink right there. That got you, didn't it? You're going to use that one.
I did.
So you treat yourself.
Right now.
Is it a treat or is it a trick? Boom. That's great. So, dude, I could do this for days. I love this. This is our new format, everybody. Every week we're going to do this. We are on live. You're on live Thursday this week. Thursday next week. We may go back to Friday. We're going to let you guys decide. 5149 Thursdays or Fridays.
Let's learn the chat. Do we have Team Thursday or Team Friday?
Dude, you let us know. We need to know.
Michael's speaking,
Tier and
traveling,
F.
so some days we switch it around, but we want to know moving forward. Yeah, Thursdays, Fridays. I appreciate everybody, all the interaction today. It was so great to see so many of you. Paul, Sean, Laura, Hannah. We have
it's
so
Daryl
many of you.
Hannah.
Daryl
It
Hannah.
says on our screen Hannah. So we love you, Daryl, and he's in Vegas. I'll be in Henderson at Green Valley, so I'll be thinking about you next couple days.
All right, guys. Those were the 3 ways to influence anyone, including yourself. State, what state of mind, what state are they in, language, recognizing that the words are 7%, the tone, your body language is the other 93%, and then patterns. You don't have a pattern. Somebody has a pattern of not buying. It's not that they're not buying; they have a pattern. Maybe you have a pattern. Maybe that pattern is causing you to play smaller. We'd love to work with you on that pattern. We'd love to work with you on becoming a person of influence. Again, next week and also every month for those watching a replay, we do 5 days of coaching, 2 hours a day, morning, night, fits your schedule. Text ACTION to 480-800-8051. The team might throw in a few just testimonials and stories from people that have spent those 5 days with Michael. It was transformational for me. It's transformational for literally the tens of thousands of people that have been through it. And
they're liking Thursdays.
They're liking
Thursdays. Someone said both.
Thursdays.
You can watch anytime you want. And check the old shows out too. If this is your first one, go check the old show. So a couple of assignments. Right now, subscribe to the channel. Click the little notification timer. I'll show you one more time how to do that to let us know shows are coming up. 2, stay up to date on the show. michaelbernoff.com/show. And the third thing is allow yourself to be coached, folks. Nobody is too good to let somebody help them. I got coaches. I got mentors. I got people. I would love to guide you through this. So here's the coolest thing. We're doing it together. We're growing together, Jaden. You're growing. I'm growing. They're growing. Together, we're coaching ourselves to become even more effective. So love all of you. I want to wish you an incredible day. Go be great, as we always say, and go make magic happen. Do the things that you need and allow yourself to play big and get the things you want in your life. So anything else?
Go be great, everybody. We'll see you next week.
I don't know that I'd be alive today, to be very honest with you. I mean, at the weight that I was and everything that I was doing and how I was literally going through all this in my personal life and my business, and it was really so difficult. I can't even tell you that I would be alive today. So I hope it's not that bad for someone who's on the fence. I don't wish that on anybody, but I'm just saying if Michael can make such a dramatic change in my life, which I would say was really screwed up at that time, although on the outside it looked okay. If you just have one little thing you need to change about yourself, why wouldn't you do that? Because no matter what, you're going to come out better, you're going to feel stronger, and you're going to be able to do whatever it is that you want. And that's the one thing that Michael does put in you. We all feel it, we all know it. There isn't anything we can't do if we want it.
Well, Michael's clearly a passionate individual, and that's something for me personally that I've always wanted to work on. It's an experience where you change in a lot of different ways. You learn a lot about yourself. I've clearly, as an individual, I just have a better understanding of who I am, and just an awareness, a heightened awareness of what's going on, both in my own head, which I find empowering, reducing my internal resistance I have towards things. I'm a pretty pragmatic individual, and Michael is really teaching me to be more creative, to really sort of act from my gut, which I feel is what I need to really get to that next level and reach my true potential.
Michael has a unique talent that probably is, less than the 0.001% in the world. And that's an ability to help every single individual improve, find what's holding them back personally, professionally, family, or whatever it is, and not just figure it out, but then also teach you how to fix it. And he's not going to fix it for you. He can, but it's a whole lot more powerful if he can teach you how to fix it yourself.
Within the first probably 5 minutes, I knew that I could trust him. And I knew that this was going to be different than any other experience I've ever experienced. There was something about him. I knew that he had something that I didn't yet. And that was something that I really liked. He sucked me into this realm. I don't even know. And he wasn't even specifically talking directly to me, but I was 100% feeling like he was talking directly to me. I've been able to use and implement the tools that Michael has been able to teach me. I can go around it. I can jump over. I can get a rope and swing over that fire now because I've been able to learn through the tools and the teachings that he's been able to teach to be able to push myself a little bit harder, a little bit further. I'm no longer that girl anymore. I am this woman, and I am pushing forward, and I know how to do it.
From experience with Michael, my life has gotten better. The people around me's life has gotten better. And the people that I associate myself, their lives get better. And they all look at me saying, what do you do? What are you doing? How do you get, they're just blown away.